Ebusuan for me mo bi akwaba eba Jade Black TV at the same time Jade Black Studio to oba so ano share ama unia etime feel vibe be. E mama so for Prophet Dinok obetima from Prophet Jade and as a G8 Black and so e won bibi etime course normal e won ebusuan for Ghana etime hold baton as I say Ghana ye dey e chen jollof Ghana e de chen corn beef Ghana e de chen nima bebre na ni nyina na say trumu for no finally ya mo gateway say massa Ghana nya woda pack your tools and move na krobi what African countries no more do omaji trumu etimatum say we trumu abra ye beje no abawo bro to wo trumu ye we obanso ano aba no abaye lele wo ho no na ye bobosui ebusuya yaso na tie me ye nti say we lele no trumu a no atamo bag tin on pese ye bechew aye uduka e wo Ghana asidia na wapo kwan na wotumi abo ewura wo no eye kura ye friend South Africa omaji atum say oyo obi a wo trumu ye pa ubetimi aba honum Angola, Botswana, Mozambique, Lesotho, Seychelles, and Mauritius, Benin, Burkina Faso, Cape Verde, Central African Republic, Congo, Cote d'Ivoire, DR Congo, and Djibouti, Equatorial Guinea, Gabon, Guinea-Bissau, Madagascar, Mali, Niger, Rwanda, Sao Tome and Principe and omajiatum se omajiatum sa wo yoba na opese for yonko ba bra ombepeni ama wotima wo bere wutuye na abusuafo won say case ba ya ye boso na ye njintum eme ye njintum nyina no one particular MP and as a member of parliament and na ni abriye adani de nyina no won ne kurampa ye tumutu ne kase dabi sa kwawe de osolite aye epa eye Sam George ni wo prampram MP ebusuafo yenti nsema Sam George kan emre bi a wonya chance no timi shia UN no mo shia no mo kan about sa freedom says freedom ni ade say betima mani pa kwan no no ankasa awo bring trum and wetimi aye lelele no yenti nsema Sam George eye bold enough kira so ye Ghana manpa oye omamba pa ono ya tete no wo Kristo sumo ya tete no wo bibi memu na bibi ma wa mamra ne amane no de kira bofo say hey wait till we got something to tell you guys here video ni babusia ba na twaso.
So we'll now have two brief comments from the floor. The first is Mr. Samuel George. Mr. George is a member of parliament from the country of Ghana. Mr. George.
Thank you very much, and all protocol duly observed. As a natural-born man, a charismatic Christian, a husband of one woman, a father of 3 children, and an elected member of Ghana's parliament, I hold the role of the family extremely sacred. I believe that the right to found a family and determine same is a right that accrues to everyone within the context and spirit of the 1992 Constitution of the Republic of Ghana, the African Charter on Human and People's Rights, the UN Universal Declaration of Human Rights, and several other recognized international treaties like the International Covenant on Civil and Political Rights and the International Covenant on Economic, Social, and Cultural Rights. 75 years after the UDHR, the spirit and letter are more poignant than at any other time in our history. At a time in our world where supposedly progressive forces are agitating for a redefinition of the core principles of what a family is and represent in a somewhat regressive manner, the genuinely progressive voices like those in this room must rise in defense of family, its values and protections. The concept of the natural family is under attack, and a siege is being attempted on the spirit of the Declaration of Human Rights. Let me be clear here and now, sirs and ma'ams. There is a distinct difference between sex and gender or gender identity. The pseudo-war being waged by some against the families premised on this obfuscation and literal obliteration of the distinction between sex and gender. Sex is a biological construct that transcends race, ethnicity, religion, and jurisdictional jurisprudence. Sex is binary. You're either male or female. God determines this at the moment of conception. A fetus carries either the XX or XY chromosome, determining whether it is born female or male. From my beloved Ningo Prampram constituency in Accra, Ghana, to New York, and Rio de Janeiro to Madrid or Delhi to Perth, the interpretation of X, Y, and XX is constant. Gender or gender identity, on the other hand, is a social construct that has evolved on the peculiarities of various societies. From the onset, matching the binary nature of sex, we see different recognitions of gender today across the world. There is no universality in the concept of gender or gender identity, and it is highly fluid. And as such, gender or gender identity cannot form the basis for any rights accruing in a covenant, a convention, or international treaty which seeks to be globally acceptable and binding because we have different interpretations. This is the basis for my avowed position that the letter and spirit of the UN Universal Declaration of Human Rights is apt and meets the needs of our global world today. It emphasizes in Article 2 of the rights, the rights and freedoms in the declaration, and is clear that there shall be no distinctions made based on sex. Yes, it says sex, not gender or gender identity. This is a definite position and must be defended by all progressive forces. The UDHR in Article 16.1 makes yet another actual position that I cherish and implore all of us to hold fast and dear, that the right to marry and found a family shall be between men and women of full age, without prejudice to their race, nationality, or religion. Yes, it says men and women, not men and men or women and women. Yet again, this is another reinforcement of the principle of sex and not gender. As a proud African, Article 2 of our African Charter on Human and People's Rights also echoes the principles of enjoyment of rights without prejudice to sex and not gender. As Africans, the role of the family is cardinal to our society and its well-being. To reinforce this, Article 18 of the African Charter recognizes the family as society's natural unit and basis. It imposes a responsibility on member states in the African Union to protect the physical health and morals of the family. Yes, it said morals of the family. It declares the family as the custodian of morals and traditional values recognized by the community. The Charter says there is no ambiguity here, that the values of family as a union between a natural-born man and woman must be protected by all of us. Against this backdrop, together with 7 of my colleagues in Ghana's parliament, I'm sponsoring a private member's bill titled The Promotion of Proper Human Sexual Rights and Ghanaian Families Values Bill 2021 in Ghana's parliament. In conclusion, I reference the critical role that a family plays in the development of society through the development, education, and upbringing of children. Article 18.3 and 4 of the International Covenant on Civil and Political Rights declares respect for the liberties of parents and legal guardians to ensure their children's religious and moral education in conformity with the convictions of the parents and legal guardians. This right is not given to an educational board or a pressure group or a government. It is the sole right and preserve of parents in the family unit. Ladies and gentlemen here in gathered at the UN headquarters in New York, the family must remain respected and recognized as the union between natural-born men and women of full age who have the right and responsibility to determine by their beliefs and in conformity with the generality of their community the details of the religious and moral education of their children in a manner that respects communal norms of public safety, public order, public health, public morality, and the fundamental rights and freedoms of the majority of their community. I thank you. Shalom.
Abusuafo na wei ene free Sam George ankasa jataba wetima throw fire etie say kobolo one loaf kobolo yenim se wo de why dane stand pillar wadane signboard a wo kire say yemma obi akwa no wo bring Trumu recently kra wo ne ohema wo ye je interview na wo ka say wo de favorite part pa say wo yere ana wo ge wo benya no wo bere no ka say open Trumu your favorite part pa so betima wo bere the Trumu enso wo no but this time around they say Ghana yes so sansa for no so only sister baby nyina mi afo me nim what you guys are wanted or what you guys are searching for say yem wo bere Trumu masa wo be bedroom anka wo o ma me no papa etimi wo sansa fo ne de yeah before me amtia me for so adan na me ma me ne be papa atena se atwe empena ware na oma ba be wo me na wo de wo twe empena na wo mpese obe ware ya wo nyanse be ne wo yonko be ma ne ho bare so signboard emfa so be na wo no so wo de wo se wo mpene na be so for yen hye ade bi wo ha no hu ade bi wo abafu tinta video so ni nan se Ghana enya e dey have restrictions we nyina etoto saa trumu for so dey effective saa enema we betuma hwere Ghana enso ewo no mo o say how much could lose from World Bank over anti-LGBTQ law ebusuafo we ni de Ghana betimi ahwere emra ya je atum say yempene ema trumu entimi enkoso ewo Ghana memo no o say how much Ghana could lose from World Bank over anti-LGBTQ law. $600 million for Ghana Resilience Recovery Development Policy Operation and a $250 million and also project way and echo for $250 million Ghana Financial Stability Fund and another scale also $2.1 billion for ongoing projects as a project akeke nwuram nyina no ha ska nkom ne beboa ya ma etime complete project nyina no ni nyina e ba behwe Ghana eman enso e wo no and $900 million for operation of pipeline projects pipelines bia no a project e koso no yes ska we $900 million enanka eno nso beba but ye nya you know na tese sa $900 million we eno nso akwakokam e wo no total amount e $3.8 billion American choppable dollars ena Ghana abehwere ni nyina na se yempene emma sebio ye nana adodankwa Akufo Addo emfa bawumia ene bawumia ne other ministers no tunti no empanyimfo mo World Bank se sa na ema we de omompene yenso yempene so ne empene so ntia kwose ye ma amenom etwempena ware ansa ena yenso ye ba asase we so eti ye ntwempena sabi ne yanka se yenso yemfa nkuramba atafasa so kwose ye de yetete ye ne mo yanyen edi sa na ema we de se pa se ye benya $3.8 billion na yenwo ema ye nyiso nyamfaso mo twede ampon nje de sa nkwase ade we sabi we kura ye nto sabi because say trumu beto yonkwa wo bere ne to na mutifie na munyina madane mema nkwa na munya akra so mane de sa we it doesn't make sense and so na why na nkwa wo ba na wonko adopt no we sabi wo dwen kwa chire pa otumu se emo adwen na wo betimi adwen enso wo no mabusuafo na we na etima ba se ya retotwe ye niema ya se sika we nyina ebehwere ni nyina ne se ya mpene Emma one love kobolo entimi nwo mensa trumu ntino sa niema we tintontan yensanso nka momfa musika ne yenso yemfa ma ho kire yenso yafa ya ho kire wo se so yesikani a mesumi ye hiani we chop our freedom and we will chop our bombalastic and so e wo se be chop ye anus pade monka monte se dabi omomfa musika ne yenso yemfa ya ho to yempa bufusho bia enso e wo no na we hey we the Ghana penny fire there but ni nyina enkoma Sam George ne duma pa obo enso e wo no mabusiafo na we e na babeto enso e wo no me da so nya mrehwe me mama so for prophet general obetima from prophet G and as G Black and they so if this is the first time I don't forget so be me subscribe button I say ammonia it me feel vibe do oria e be sensia bye bye.